The year is 2025. The United States, under the re-elected presidency of Donald Trump, has imposed a crippling 25% tariff on Canadian auto imports. This act sends shockwaves through Canada, jeopardizing countless jobs and throwing the nation's future into uncertainty. The auto sector reels from the blow. Assembly lines grind to a halt. Workers face layoffs, their livelihoods hanging in the balance. The once bustling factories fall silent. Fear grips the hearts of Canadians. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau sees his popularity plummet. Trudeau announces his resignation, citing the need for a new leader. His departure leaves a void in Canadian politics. A new cast of characters vies for the nation's trust. From the Bank of Canada to the Bank of England, Mark Carney had navigated the treacherous waters of global finance. Yet nothing could have prepared him for the maelstrom of Canadian politics in the face of Trump's tariffs. Sworn in as Prime Minister after a whirlwind Liberal leadership race, Carney called a snap election, hoping to capitalize on his economic credentials. The campaign trail, however, proves to be a crucible for which Carney was ill-prepared. His opponents, sensing weakness, attack with unrelenting ferocity, painting him as an out-of-touch elitist. Carney's campaign stumbled from one gaffe to another, each misstep further eroding public confidence. His attempts to reassure the nation rang hollow, his words failing to match the gravity of the situation. As the campaign wears on, a sense of desperation creeps into the Liberal camp. The dream of a united Canada, rallying behind Carney's leadership, seems to be fading with each passing day. In stark contrast to Carney's faltering campaign, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre seized the moment with unwavering conviction. A staunch defender of Canadian interests, Pierre taps into a deep well of resentment towards the United States. Canada First becomes his rallying cry, a potent message that resonates with voters across the political spectrum. Pierre promised to fight fire with fire, threatening retaliatory tariffs and vowing to reduce Canada's reliance on the United States. He presents a comprehensive platform designed to appeal to a broad swathe of Canadians. Tax cuts, particularly for the middle class, are central to his plan, promising to put more money back into the pockets of hardworking families. He pledges to streamline regulations, cut red tape, and unleash the entrepreneurial spirit of Canadians. Furthermore, Pierre understands the anxieties of Canadians struggling to afford a place to live. His message is clear. Under his leadership, Canada will not only weather the storm, but emerge stronger and more prosperous than ever before. NDP leader Jagmeet Singh faces an uphill battle from the outset. While the tariff crisis has thrust economic issues to the forefront of the campaign, Singh struggles to move beyond his party's traditional base of support among labor unions. His calls for increased social spending and expanded government programs, while well-intentioned, fail to resonate with voters increasingly concerned about the prospect of economic recession. Singh's close ties to organized labor, once a source of strength, now appears as a liability. His opponents successfully painted him as beholden to special interests, more concerned with protecting union jobs than addressing the broader economic anxieties of Canadians. The NDP's traditional message of social justice, while noble, seemed tone-deaf in the face of a crisis that transcended ideological divides. Moreover, Singh's campaign suffers from a lack of focus. He seems to be pulled in multiple directions, attempting to appease both his party's left-leaning base and the broader electorate. The dream of forming government, once a distant hope, now seems like a fading memory. Polls in turmoil. A suspicious shift. As the campaign continues, a sense of disbelief grips the nation. Despite the Liberals' faltering campaign and Pierre's surge in popularity, the polls have shifted dramatically, defying all expectations. The Conservatives, once poised for a landslide victory, see their lead evaporate, while the Liberals, seemingly on the ropes just days earlier, experience a miraculous resurgence. Whispers of electoral interference and irregularities begin to circulate. The speed and magnitude of the shift in the polls, coupled with the Liberals' unexpected rebound, raises eyebrows and fuels suspicions. Social media became a breeding ground for conspiracy theories, with some suggesting that foreign actors are attempting to influence the outcome of the election. Adding to the sense of unease, a leaked report from the Canadian Security Intelligence Service, or CSIS, surfaced, suggesting a high probability of Conservative victory in the wake of Trudeau's resignation. The allegations of electoral interference, though unsubstantiated, cast a long shadow over the campaign. The choice before us, a nation at the crossroads. On April 28, 2025, Canadians will head to the polls facing a stark choice. Will they place their trust in Mark Carney, the technocrat, thrust into the political spotlight, or opt for the fiery nationalism of Pierre Poilievre? The decisions made on April 28th will have far-reaching consequences, shaping Canada's destiny for generations to come. The global stage, Canada's place in a changing world. The tariff crisis has exposed the vulnerabilities of Canada's reliance on the United States. For too long, we have been content to be a junior partner in a continental economy dominated by our southern neighbor. The time has come for Canada to chart a new course, one that strengthens our economic sovereignty and diversifies our trading relationships. Pierre Poilievre's Canada First message resonates with a growing sense that Canada must prioritize its own interests. However, critics argue that his economic nationalism risks alienating allies and could lead to a trade war. But how consequential is that, considering 75% of trade is with the USA? Mark Carney emphasizes international cooperation and free trade. He points to the Canada-European Union Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, or CETA, as a model for future trade deals. Of course, we only do about 9% of our total trade with them. So, the next government must balance protecting Canadian interests with maintaining strong relationships with trading partners. Beyond the ballot box, the long-term impact. Regardless of who wins the election, the tariff crisis will have a lasting impact on Canada. The economic uncertainty unleashed by Trump's protectionist policies has shaken the foundations of our prosperity. The next government will face the daunting task of restoring confidence in the Canadian economy and navigating the treacherous waters of global trade. The crisis has also exposed deep divisions within Canadian society. The rise of economic nationalism, fueled by anxieties about job security and the erosion of Canada's manufacturing base, has created a climate of fear and uncertainty. The next government will need to find ways to bridge these divides and unite Canadians around a shared vision for the future. By working together with a common purpose and a shared sense of destiny, we can overcome the challenges of the present and build a brighter future for all Canadians. A call to action. The stakes have never been higher. This election is a pivotal moment in Canadian history. The decisions we make on April 28th will determine the course of our nation for years to come. It is our duty as citizens to engage in the political process, to inform ourselves about the issues, and to cast our votes with care and consideration. Let us not be swayed by fear or anger, but by hope and a belief in the promise of Canada. The future of Canada is in our hands. Let us choose wisely. Go vote. Canada first. Always.